When I first unboxed the DONOW Smith Machine with weight stacks power cage squat rack dual cable crossover machine, I was struck by how comprehensive the setup truly is. What you see in photos and read about in bullet points barely scratches the surface of what this all-in-one home gym has to offer. Right out of the gate, this system combines a power cage, a Smith machine, dual cable crossover stations, and a pull-up bar into one cohesive frame. In theory, that sounds like a workout enthusiast's dream. In practice, I found it lives up to that promise with impressive solidity, versatility, and most importantly performance. Build quality and design. Constructed from 50mm x 50mm commercial grade steel tubing and finished in a durable powder coat, the cage feels rock solid under load. Once assembled, it doesn't wobble or flex, even when you are aggressively rowing heavy cable weights or doing upright rows on the Smith bar. The guide rods on the Smith machine are thick and smooth, so the bar moves up and down with very little friction. You can control the descent precisely, which is crucial for both safety and muscle activation. The safety catches are wide, adjustable, and built to handle heavy drops without bending. On paper, the machine's claimed max capacity of 2,040 pounds sounds like overkill for most home gym users. It is. But knowing you are working within a frame designed for far more extreme loads brings a confidence you don't get from lighter duty racks. Weight stack system. Perhaps my favorite feature is the dual 80 kilograms, 353 pounds total weight stacks integrated right into the frame. If you are someone who follows training systems like Hai Rambad's FST7 protocol, which requires quick adjustments and frequent cable exercises, you'll appreciate how seamlessly the weight stacks transition between exercises. Unlike traditional peg and plate cable setups where each plate change interrupts your rhythm, here you simply shift the selector pin and you're off again. Each side of the crossover has its own stack and cable handle, which means you can load up one side for heavy triceps pushdowns while the other side remains light for banded curls without compromising time or convenience. Accessory package. The machine comes with a generous set of attachments: a long lat bar, a cable bar, a pair of handles, a bicep rope, and an ankle strap. While these are fairly standard cable attachments, having them included saves you the trip and extra cost of buying them separately. I found the pull-up bar at the top of the cage to be particularly well designed. It's wide enough for full chest width pull-ups but also has narrow grips for chin-ups. The knurl texture on the grip zones is just the right balance of tackiness for secure holds, but it's not so aggressive that you come away with shredded hands. Space efficiency. For those of us with limited room, the DONOW machine scores high marks as a space saver. In my garage, it tucks neatly against the wall yet provides ample clearance for every movement from overhead presses inside the cage to FLYs on the cable crossovers. If you were to buy each component separately, a power cage, a Smith machine, plus a functional trainer, you'd need at least twice the floor footprint. This integrated design also means you invest in just one anchor point for leveling, one set of stabilizing feet, and one area to keep clean, instead of scattered bits and pieces. Assembly experience. Every reviewer agrees this unit is a beast to assemble. You'll receive 8 large, heavy boxes, and you should be prepared for an all-day or 2-day project. I spent about 8 hours getting everything together. The included video instructions were helpful, though they occasionally moved quickly when aligning pulleys. I'd recommend clearing the floor space ahead of time, laying out parts by box number, and maybe recruiting a friend or two. Those weight stacks alone are unwieldy and benefit from an extra set of hands. Still, once you've navigated the assembly steps, you end up with something that feels professionally installed rather than a DIY weekend project. The manual is detailed, but I did wish for slightly larger diagrams in places where multiple pieces converge. Performance under load. Now, the real test. How does it feel during a workout? The Smith bar glides like silk, and I've enjoyed more confidence tackling exercises, solo squats, bench presses, even inverted rows with peace of mind thanks to the safety catches. The cables track smoothly on their pulleys, and the weight stacks aren't too loud. You hear a satisfying clack when you drop the pin, but no grinding or rattling. I've put this machine through squats with nearly 200 pounds on each side, waist-high rows, lat pull-downs, cable crunches, and even hip thrusts, though the Smith bar's lowest position sits just above kneecap height, so I had to work around that limitation with a bench. For standing overhead presses, I switched to free weights inside the rack, which works perfectly because of the solid uprights. Pros and cons. No product is flawless, and this one is no exception. On the plus side, you get every major training modality: Smith machine, free weight rack, cable crossover, pull down, and pull up in one footprint. The steel is thick, the welds are strong, and the powder coat stands up to the wear and tear of daily workouts. The weight stacks eliminate the hassle of plate changes, and the safety features allow you to chase personal bests even when training alone. On the downside, the Smith bar range of motion may not cater to everyone's preferred hip thrust or overhead press mechanics. The assembly is time-consuming, and the instructions could be a bit clearer in certain pulley alignment steps. You must also supply your own Olympic barbell, plates, and bench for free weight work, an extra cost to budget for. Value for money. At $1,599, this is not a casual purchase. However, when you add up the cost of a separate Smith machine, a high-quality power cage, and a dual cable functional trainer, you are looking at well over $2,000, and that's before accessories. So in terms of value, the DONOW machine represents a saving in both money and space. You trade some assembly headache for a lifetime of smooth, safe, and versatile workouts. For serious fitness enthusiasts, small business gym owners, or anyone who relies on frequent cable work, I believe it's an investment that pays dividends in convenience and performance.